about the original stream having to get shut down. YouTube has been doing this thing where I have it set for landscape and like double check and go back and make sure it's set up right, and then I'll start the stream and it's like in portrait mode for no reason. So yeah, that's a thing that's happened like half of the streams that I've started in the last few days. Maybe I need to do an update or something, I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna be talking about addiction. So I'm gonna give folks a minute to find the new stream because like I said, I had to reset it up. So the few of you who are in here now are quick for the draw. There we go. We got some folks trickling in. Welcome. Sorry about the confusion there, but we're gonna just keep on trucking. Welcome everybody. I got Satan here with me. She's very sleepy because we went out for a nice morning run. I didn't run because my leg hurts, but I took out the scooter and we went the long way around to the park and, you know, took a couple extra laps, and then we went to the park and threw the ball for a while, and yeah, that's right, you remember. And yeah, then we took a few laps around the park, and Satan did a nice roll around in the grass. Yeah, that was pretty cool, huh? That was cool. That was at like, no shit, like 7 a.m. this morning. I've been trying to get my sleep schedule onto a more industrious cycle where I'm waking up early and getting a bunch of stuff done and starting my day and trying to, you know, Satan, come sit down. Just trying to, yeah, do that sort of thing, which it's going pretty good so far. I've been eating a lot of healthy food and working out a bit, not a lot, but more than nothing, so that's cool. Let's see, Captain is posting my Amazon wish list. It's my birthday tomorrow, and I put up a wish list, and I added some things earlier because I'm gonna be in a wrestling match like a little over a week from now, and so I put some kind of cheapo, sexy costume stuff on the wish list. So if you want if you want to support some gay trans wrestling and folks seeing me in some very revealing clothing, you could throw down for that. And I'm also trying to get a scooter to replace the one that I've been using because it's not mine. Yeah, Friday the 13th. That's right. I'm going to a drag show with some folks tomorrow too. That's going to be really neat. Philip White says hi from Australia. What's up? Marco Embarco says happy word for Satan. Yeah, that's right. Reaper already got something off the list for her mom. Oh, cute. That's awesome. What's your wrestling name? I don't know. I think I'm just... They have me as Corn on the flyer, but maybe I'll come up with a cool name for my character or something. We'll see. Speaking of addiction, this is a really old e-cig. I bought this. Where did I buy this? I think I bought this in Ohio, actually. Yeah, like months ago. But it's nice to have around for certain occasions where I want some nicotine and I don't want to go outside, but obviously that doesn't happen enough that I've had to replace it. I think I've only bought two of these Elf bars in my life, and you know, if you don't overuse them. It's kind of a nice little treat. I don't know, it's tasty. Ugh. Just a mom is in chat. Hey, Raw Ostrich 5, what's up? Reprobates. Hey from Arizona, what's up, Ken? Yeah, so I wanted to do kind of a follow-up on the addiction talk, because I tried to do it the other day and it didn't really pan out all that well. And embarrassingly enough, I ate some edibles a few hours ago and quickly realized, like, oh man, I'm trying to stream in a few hours. Like, there's a pretty good chance that I might still be really, really high, and I am definitely pretty high, so yeah. Long time no see. What's up, Mrs. Elite Nugs? Vapes are so addictive. Used to smoke cigs, but the vape is way more addictive. Hard to quit. Yeah, because it's like way more nicotine than you realize. And yeah, that, I think with the theme of the stream, I kind of just wanted to talk about, like, how people that are neurodivergent are more susceptible to addiction, and like why that is, and kind of my experience with you know, why I have like I have kind of more of an addictive personality, and I think a lot of that is because I mean, there's obviously many reasons why people engage in addictive behaviors and drug and alcohol abuse, but like, if you're like me at all, you probably experience some type of like dopamine. What's the clinical word term for it? It's like for the specific thing that I'm thinking of, but like there's a not a maybe it's a dysregulation of dopamine, but like you don't always get a dopamine hit when when it's appropriate. Like, people with ADHD get like, yeah, it's like dopamine dysregulation, where it's just like sometimes it just doesn't hit. And for me, I don't really get like a hit of dopamine when I complete tasks pretty much ever. I get like the opposite. If I don't do something that I should have done, I feel like bad. But then if I do get stuff done, I feel like neutral. I don't get anything from it. I'm just like relieved because it was out of the way at the very least. So if you don't get like reliable dopamine hits, which is what your brain releases as like a little treat, like a reward for doing a thing, then you seek dopamine from stimulus. And like, it's probably akin to having, like, if you're autistic and you're really fixated on a song, you're playing it over and over again, that's because you're getting like a dopamine hit when you play it, and you're still getting that. And I find when that happens to me and there's a song that's just like really hitting me good every time, the more I have to like space out how much I play it, because I'm gonna just like suck all the happy juice out of it too quickly. So I'll take a hit of my favorite song early in the morning, and then I'll take a hit of it like maybe later to get all jazzed up to do something that I need to do. And then maybe I'll take a hit of my favorite song before bed, before I get like ready to go night, you know? and then like maybe another day I'll be like, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna hit this song like 3 times in a row, and then I'm gonna hit it again like later when I'm walking or biking or whatever. And it's like, it's kind of like that. But then if, after a while, it just doesn't hit the way it used to, but I'm still trying to like suck the last little bits of dopamine rips off of this cool song. And like, I know that I don't have much longer before it doesn't really affect me like it used to. So like what I try to do is like put it away and just not listen to it again until like a year or two later, and you can kind of do that with drugs too. I'm not saying like see how much you can interact with a substance without it becoming an addiction or anything, but like, there's plenty of people have that type of relationship with booze too, where they can enjoy a little bender here and there and then just like not have it affect the rest of their life. And that's cool. Or like, maybe you like to go to raves and stuff, and every now and then you'll do some cool party drugs, but then, when you're done with the rave, you don't keep that connection to your whoever helped you find it or something. It's like you kind of regulate yourself in that way. But like, if you're not aware of that effect, then it can be pretty easy to like chase the high, because you're not like consciously observing like, hey, this makes me feel good when I do this thing, and I know that that's because this process is happening, and like chasing a high is something that will quickly form a habit. And unlike music, which after a while it just kind of like loses its hold on you, like you play a song a billion times, eventually you're gonna get sick of it. But like, I mean, maybe not. Maybe in certain cases, I don't know. I've never heard of anybody like dying because they couldn't stop listening to a song, but there's probably something. I mean, there's lots of people out there doing lots of weird stuff, but with like drugs, that's a chemical that you're putting in your body, or alcohol or whatever, and those chemicals can actually change the way that your brain communicates with itself. It can rewire your brain to run off of that particular process that elicits your dopamine reward. I'm just catching up in chat here and seeing what folks are saying. Mrs. Elite Nug says, I'm an addict and have struggled my entire life. I definitely have an addictive personality. Damon Lavery says, the bondage of self, your thoughts are writing you, thoughts are your experience. Okay. It does, yeah. Yeah, those chemicals will, especially like the longer you run off of those chemicals, the more it reformats your brain to operate off of that. It becomes part of your like neurological operating system, and you get dependent on that. And I think that like one thing that comes with autism specifically is needing a routine. And maybe if you're diagnosed and you like earlier and you have been helped in becoming aware of how your brain chemistry works with the world in general and experiences that you may have. Like maybe it's probably much easier to be aware of that, but like for people that don't know, they don't have any way to advocate for their needs, and a lot of people live in chaotic environments where there really is no routine or certainty a lot of the time, and it can take a lot out of you. And like, as shitty as it is, having an addiction gives you a routine, and it gives you like a solid like a schedule kind of, and like ritual when you prepare yourself or your substance, and it becomes kind of like not just the chemical itself being integrated into your mind and your neurological processes, but also that like emotional comfort of having like a hand in your own regulation. It gives you a sense of control, and yeah, just like you become emotionally reliant on the structure that addiction will give you. Does that make sense? Or am I rambling? My buddy was in a sober house in Cali, and the guy running the program seemed like he was on something. That's from year tubing. Damn, that sucks. I feel like, and this is kind of just like offhand, but I feel like places where people are in extremely vulnerable positions are probably magnets for like covert abusive types of people, and that's kind of scary to think about. I was just listening to like a podcast about like emotional abuse in the workplace, and how because of rules in like employment regulations and whatnot that were most likely made to protect people, actually make it harder to deal with people that are like boundary pushers and emotionally abusive in workplaces. And yeah, so like even if you know that somebody might be causing harm to people in treatment, like how can you like quantify that? If you've ever been in like I guess a fight with a narcissist where you were victimized, and then you try to come forward, and then it gets turned, flipped back around on you, and then you look like the asshole. So like imagine trying to prove to somebody, like, you know, in a public and legal and like formal setting. That would be kind of intense. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I've run into a number of sketchy entities in my recovery experiences that like I started to open up to, and then quickly realized that these people were just like way too interested in certain aspects of my story, or you know, people prey on people when they're at their weakest points as well. But yeah. Patty says, even time of day can be a trigger. In my case was alcohol. Rewiring the brain is a challenge. Yeah, and it takes a long time too. You kind of just, and I don't like to say this, like fake it till you make it, because that can be like a really damaging thing, and it fucked me up pretty bad. as like a kind of general personality and social advice. Like that doesn't mean what I thought it meant. But like with finding a new routine without your substance, it kind of is like that. You know, you just go through the motions, even though at some points your brain might be screaming at you like that you are better off doing things the way that you used to or whatever. But it's not true, because your brain is fucking lying to you, because it is confused, because your brain runs on chemicals, and it doesn't have that context that you do. But a thing that really helped me in kind of breaking free of the structure of addiction was finding new routines and rituals. Like, sorry, I'm poking at my skin. That's not what I'm supposed to be doing. I started like making more of a ritual of my morning coffee, and you know, caffeine is also a chemical that you can be addicted to, and I get pretty crabby when I don't drink my coffee in the morning. I don't get crabby, I just like don't feel right, you know. But instead of just like grabbing something with caffeine for the sake of caffeine, I started you know, making my own coffee in different ways, like usually pour over method, because that works well when you're camping, but I can make coffee in like a million different ways, like with whatever, you know. If there's coffee, I can make it. I'll MacGyver something, but you know, just like having that few minutes in the morning where I'm waiting for the water to come to a boil, and then like pouring it, watching the steam come up, and you know, like doing pour over method is a little, it's not like a chore, but it is a little involved, because you have to pour the water over it. It takes you know, it's like a good 10-minute morning ritual before I drink my coffee, instead of just like pressing a button, slugging it down, and then like getting moving. So that's nice. And like, you know, it doesn't have to be coffee or tea. It could be like, it could be a tiny Zen garden. I don't know. Have you ever seen those people with the little Zen garden on their desk with the tiny little rake, and they like, you know, that's cool. Or meditating, or stretching, or doing exercise. Or it could even be like not a healthy activity too. It could be, you know, this time of day is when I play video games, and that's, you know, that's the structured part of my day, or whatever. Maybe that's the time that you go and hang out and throw rocks in the stream or something. I mean, that's healthy, but you know, it can be something weird, like you could, this is glass bottle breaking hour or something, or you know, it's find something that you enjoy and make a ritual of it that's not whatever your substance of choice is. And maybe start off with like, you know, not replacing your entire addiction ritual with something else, but like maybe you have like 3 particular times a day where you would engage in your substance of choice or something. Maybe one of those times do an alternative activity instead, and you know, slowly kind of phase out the addiction behavior, and like replace it with things that really fill your cup. You know, taking a hike, going out and taking pictures of stuff that you think is cool, or getting a tattoo or whatever. Yeah, Captain posted my Amazon wish list again, and I'm super stoked, because I've got a bunch of cool stuff on there, and yeah, tomorrow's my birthday. I'm going to do stuff. We've been celebrating the 12 days of Cornmas. Today is the 12th day of Cornmas. It's Cornmas Eve. So you are all very welcome to bless me with with gifts and or yeah, say nice things to me. Also, I uploaded. I'm premiering a brand new, not brand new. It's literally from like a year ago. But it's a train video. It's a good one. It's from almost exactly a year ago. It was around this time of year last year, and I took out a little clip that YouTube flagged me for because it's confused, and replaced it with another clip that doesn't have me in it. It's just whatever. So if you've been on my Patreon, you've already seen it, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, I'll be watching it with y'all at 6 tomorrow on my channel. So if you want to see a train video, if you are here because you saw a train video, I'm premiering another one tomorrow. So hit the like, hit the follow, and make sure you hit the bell notification icon so that you get notified when I go live. Let's see. Ayla Rude says, just going through the motions of certain things is internally fulfilling. Yeah, it's got to be something like tactile and physical. And like when I'm dieting, which like dieting, that's like, what does that mean? But I eat pretty damn clean most of the time. But sometimes I kind of let myself go a little bit, especially when when I have been kicking booze, because like one of my big things that I tell folks is, and it bears repeating, is when you're quitting your substance, like just do one at a time. If you've got like multiple substance addictions, start with one at a time. Don't try to kick everything at once. You're setting yourself up for failure, and immense hardship. Like, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying, like, you don't have to try that, and probably if you do it that way, it's not going to work. But so quit something like one at a time, and don't try to like clean up the whole rest of your life either. Like, if you're like, this is it, I'm going to take charge of my life, blah blah blah, I'm going to eat better, I'm going to get exercise and get healthy and stuff, like, great, awesome, but like kick the addiction, the booze or the drug or whatever, first. That's step one. That is you're taking charge already. And while you're kicking, like when I quit booze, which I detoxed a number of times before it finally stuck, I would have absolutely no rules, absolute mayhem for my diet. Like, whatever I want to eat, literally anything. It doesn't matter how expensive it is, doesn't matter how nutritious it is. Like, I'm allowed to eat it. So if I want to eat a box of Oreos, gluten-free Oreos for me, then I'm gonna get those damn Oreos, and I'm gonna get myself some like macadamia milk to wash them down with, and probably, like maybe a protein shake or something to go with it, or something to offset all of that. I mean, you don't even have to though, like, but yeah, I'll keep tons of candy and sweets around, because a big part of detoxing off of alcohol is also, it's not just the alcohol itself, but you're also consuming huge amounts of carbs and calories and sugars. They're alcohol, like sugar alcohols, alcohol, sugar, whatever. It like chemically changes, because alcohol like is made from sugar. So I'm not a chemist, but like, yeah, it's sugar, but more different. So it helps to just like, I'll eat tons of carbs and sugar while I'm detoxing off of booze, and I'll let myself stay on that as long as it takes, And when I get cravings and I feel like, man, if I was drinking, I would be ready to party tonight. Then I'll go out and get myself a frickin' cake or ice cream or something instead and buy some treats for my dog. So it's like, if I was drinking, I would have spent that money on booze anyway, but like it's better to get some treats. Hey, what's up, Jen's Artlandia? Amy Carlock says, I started swimming and walking 2 months ago. Need to get food consumption on track. Yeah, one thing at a time, though, like, get in a new routine, and then once you're comfortable with that, then start training yourself to get into another new routine. So, like, step 1, kick the shit or whatever it is that you're on. And then once you're, like, feeling pretty good about that, then you can start working on your diet. And once you're feeling pretty good about, like, at least the direction you're going with that, and like it's kind of stable, then you should be exercising like during all stages of recovery or whatever. But like, I'm saying, like, you don't have to start taking up jogging or like climbing suddenly, or like get shredded while you're still working on fixing other huge parts of yourself and your life. Take it easy on yourself. You have time, and you are using it. So don't berate yourself into doing more than is fair to ask of yourself. I'm trying to fart. There we go. Okay. Allie McAlley says, chain smoker here. Or word. Yep. That's... I've been a chain smoker, but like, I don't know. I don't really have a problem like with quitting smoking. I like smoking, so I do it, especially when I'm like socializing or streaming, because it's kind of stimmy, That's something. I'm trying to find something that replaces smoking for that type of situation that isn't just like me playing with my cool jewelry or like fidgeting with other stuff or like shifting around and or rolling a cigarette. That's one of the reasons why I like hand-rolled cigarettes. So like, if you're trying to cut back on smoking, that is one thing I'd suggest, and you save a lot of money on it. Just like, make a firm rule that will actually decrease in your consumption for cigarettes or whatever it is that you're trying to decrease. Like make a rule that's not like a hard abstinence rule, but something that, so like, for example, with smoking, I made a rule a long time ago that I was only going to buy loose leaf tobacco, and like, you get a lot more for your money, so it's more economically sound. And also, since you have to roll it yourself, it takes more time to do that. And because of the cut, it smokes like it's more dense, so it like kind of hits you better. I think there might be more nicotine in it, I'm not sure, but like maybe it affects other people differently. Actually, you know what, there might be less nicotine in it because it is long cut. I don't know. But like, it takes a moment to roll it up. You have that added ritual of like, you pull out your tobacco pouch. I like to actually make tobacco pouches to put the disposable pouch that it comes into, and it looks really nice. And they're really easy to make. You can make them out of leather or like whatever. If anybody wants to buy one from me, let me know. I still make them. And then, you pull out your cool pouch and you set yourself up and you pull out your tobacco. And like, I like to mix stuff in with it too. Like sometimes clove, I'll grind my own cloves or crush up my own sage or mullein or something. And that's really nice. Or lavender if you like to forage and gather herbs and stuff. You can find all sorts of cool stuff that's smokable that also you can add more of your herb blend to replace tobacco so that there's even less nicotine in it. And so that, like, and the other good thing about hand-rolled cigarettes is that they go out. They don't have whatever chemical it is in tailor-made cigarettes that like keep them burning. So if you're not smoking on it consciously, like, it just goes out. And like, I kind of just hold it in my mouth sometimes for like an hour or two at a time before I light it back up again. But because it's in your mouth and you're still interacting with it, it kind of gives those signals to your brain that makes it think that you're still smoking for a while. But you can do stuff like that with other substances too, like, I'm sure folks could think of ways that they could apply that technique, like when I'm cutting back on drinking, or have been in the past before, like quitting for good. I would make a rule for myself that I could absolutely not drink anything harder than 13%. So like nothing with more alcohol content to it than a glass of wine. And like I wouldn't regulate like how much of that I could drink, but like with my tolerance the way it was, there was no way that I could get like way too fucked up, like even if I was trying really hard on that low of a percentage. And then after a while of that, and like once that was like normal and like fine for me, then I would reduce it and be like, okay, now I can't drink anything more than 5% alcohol content. And like, I wouldn't regulate myself any further than that. I could swill down like as many cases of, hard seltzers as I want. But because it's only 5%, I'm just going to get really full and pee a lot. And it's just enough alcohol content after weaning down that I'm not going to get sick or anything. Patty says, you may be the first to announce a fart on live stream. No, this is the internet, baby. There's people right now paying money to watch people fart. Possibly hundreds. Happy fucking almost born day. Thank you. Yeah, tomorrow, Friday the 13th. I'm asking folks in the Discord server if they read tarot to pull tarot cards for me. Corn wants birthday cards. Let's see. Also, if anybody wants to get down with the kickdown too, I am saving up. I'm trying to put together enough money through folks throwing down for a scooter. I mentioned it earlier on stream, but the one I've been using is not mine, and I need to replace it because I still don't have a new leg, and I will definitely update folks about that on another stream at some point soon. But yeah, it's not going well, and I'm in a lot of pain, and I need to get around. And my car is in the Mojave. Actually, I'm going to be going to visit the Ronin. That's my Subaru Forester. They are in a secret compound awaiting summoning. So I'm going to go and assess the situation, but there's a whole thing on that's going to be another main quest for me coming up. So yeah, stay tuned. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with that, but we'll see. The Ronin waits, and I'm gonna go do some stuff. I'm gonna spend a few days in the Mojave, and I don't know how I'm gonna get back either. There's probably just hitchhike, I guess. But if anybody's in or around Joshua Tree and wants to ferry me back in a few days, hit me up. Join the Discord. Say hi. Anybody in chat currently struggling with addiction, and that's why you're here, raise your hands. And if you're here because you know somebody or care about somebody that's struggling with addiction, send a heart react. And if you have if you're either of those types of folks, or you've experienced how shitty things can get for yourself or for others, like maybe share some of your thoughts. Like, what are some things that you've seen work for other people to help them break the cycles of addiction? Or maybe you've got some experience with being neurodivergent, and you got your own opinion. I want some feedback here in chat. Jen's Artlandia is struggling with a loved one's addiction. So is Philip White. Damn, they are so lucky to have you folks. Seriously. And you're tubing. Wow, God bless you. Truly, like, that's wonderful. But also, like, that's amazing, and keep showing love and support. They're very lucky to have you. But also make sure that you don't overextend yourself, okay? Make sure you take care of yourself too. Because if you're running yourself ragged, then you're only enabling addiction. It's a tricky line to walk, I tell you. I've been on both sides of that. Zen Psyche also. Now, I wonder how many folks in chat also have autism. That would be interesting. Show me a puzzle piece if you're a fellow autist. Saying autist makes me kind of smirk because it sounds like I'm saying artist with an accent or something. Alcoholism turns out to be a very painful death. Yeah, it's slow, it's painful, and it also, like, hurts other people in proximity. And the tricky part about alcoholism is that it's, like, so normalized in American culture. It's, there's so many tropes, and it's really easy to be delusional about your alcoholism. Like, there's a million like glorified tropes you could pull out to compare yourself to, and it, like, if you are neurodivergent, there's a level of social expectation as well. So, like, drinking can be very performative, and for me, like, that's exactly what it was. It helped me feel more normal, both in, like, giving me a bit of a distance, like a buffer from my conscious mind, which was processing way too much stimulus in a social environment. But it also made me feel normal, like, in, like, physical action, to have a drink in my hand, and if I don't want to respond, like, I can be taking a sip or something and I look, like, thoughtful, yes, or like, it just, so when I'm at parties now, as a non-drinker, I will still have, I like to bring a special cup, something that like says something about me, or does it, like just a cool cup that's my cup that I'm gonna have in my hand all fucking night. And I like it to have a lid too, like a cool camp cup with a lid, so I can like put it on my belt so I can do activities and stuff. Or like a really, really ridiculous cup, like a goblet, like a big ass ridiculous goblet, or or even like a comically large. I have a comically large flask. It's full of olive oil right now. Here, I'll show you. It's cool. I've had it for a long time. This is my comically large flask. It's full of really nice olive oil, and it's got a pretty good dent in it. But I will sometimes, when it's not full, this is a great use for it too. It's wonderful. I'll fill it with something weird, like tea, or if I'm feeling spicy, some like mushroom tea or something, or soup. Or like an energy drink or something, So it's fun to have props, but like, yeah, when you're neurodivergent, especially autistic, it because of that kind of unspoken social expectation, it becomes a really big part of masking, and it helps masking. And it also helps you to like genuinely have fun and enjoy yourself. So that's why it's so dangerous. That's why so many folks struggle with it. Autism is not a form of brain damage. No, it's not. That is, yeah, it's not even somewhat related. Yeah, autism has nothing to do with intellectual capabilities. It's a processing and cognitive disorder. Addict here and struggling. Glad you're speaking about this. Thanks, Kelly. Philip White says maybe CPTSD. Yeah, totally. That is something closely related, and there's a lot of overlap for sure. Ooh, I'm grabbing my weed vape here. Hold on. It was charging. Man, I want snacks. Those edibles got me so hungry. Oh, it looks like Eva paid, threw down in my Venmo. Awesome, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Cheers. Cheers, reprobates. Smoke them if you got them, whatever that may be. Whether it's never mind. I'm not gonna. I don't know how to not make off-color jokes. I'm trying to temper that. Also, I'm trying to like be more aware of my facial expressions. It's easier to do when I can see myself on my live screen here. That's, yeah. Because I find that I have like a really intense like resting look, and I think that might, as stupid as it is, that might be like contributing to a lot more issues socially than I realize. I always thought people were just like trans-misogynistic or whatever, but maybe it I don't know. People get a lot from visual cues. I don't know. It's tricky. Oops. Sending your B-Day throwdown tonight or in the morning. Oh, thank you. Hell yeah. Speaking of throwdown, I am extremely excited to roll around on a mat with the person that I've been paired with for the Trans Dudes of LA wrestling match. And if you aren't following Trans Dudes of LA on Instagram, you should. You should follow me on Instagram too. How do we see that? Okay, so I think that the tickets are probably sold. If they're not sold out already, then they're going to be sold out really, really soon. As far as remote viewing, maybe I'll see if I can swing a live stream or see if somebody else is live streaming it. I wouldn't be surprised if TDLA was gonna stream it on something. I hope they will. And I don't know, I guess Mish said that they got contacted by the LA Times or something about it. So maybe we'll get even more exposure than I realize. I don't know. So we'll see. Once I find out, I will let you know. That's going to be on the 21st, though. It's going to be a gay trans boy wrestling match. We love to see it. Yes, we do. And there's a lot of different representation, too. I'm stoked. I'm trying to get a little costume together. My wish list below in the description, and Captain posted it a few times. But I've got a few costume pieces in there that I'm eyeballing. So you can help me dress like a big gay slut, if that's your fancy. One of our regulars already got me a new binder from my wish list, so I'm really grateful for that. It's great. My first binder, can you believe it? This whole time I've been wearing just 2 sports bras. Aaron says yes. Hell yeah. It's gonna be good. My wrestling partner is an exotic dancer, performer, and they do like clown stuff. So there's definitely going to be something involving cream pies for sure. There, yeah, absolutely. At the very bare minimum, there will be pies. And me in some type of ridiculously slutty shape. With my pompadour up, man. Like, yeah. I gotta get some really good hairspray or something. Alright, anyway, that was a good little side tangent. Yeah, we got a little bit of time left on stream here for any folks that want to share their experience with addiction, or if there's something that you would like to hear me talk about in the last like 10 minutes, get me on one now, because I'm here, I'm ready, I'm live, and fate is in your hands now. So if there's something you've really been dying to hear me talk about regarding this topic, then now's your time to shine, baby. Don't let your dreams just be dreams. My time is valuable, and especially when I'm like focused on something. So take advantage of that if you can. Satan, you're such a baby. I'll give you a chance to think deep. Tips, tricks, raw information, data points. How to. What to. What for. Satan, you're so cute. Oh, baby. Do you know I love you? Do you know that I love you, Satan? Yeah. It's true, it's true. This dog. She's so cute. This is your emotional support dog right now in these troubled times. Chat. For those folks actively struggling with addiction right now and they're too chicken shit to ask me that question that they've been dying to ask to somebody. Satan says, I love you. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Satan has your back. Satan will accept you. Do it for Satan. Yes. That's a good girl. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Okay. Lurkers say, hey. Jen's Artlandia, you're not a lurker. You comment all the time. Yeah, definitely lurkers say, hey, for sure. That's probably what you meant. Satan says, send a kick down. She needs some cheese and other good shit. Oh, speaking of cheese, let's do a little cheese party. Satan, you ready for a cheese party? Okay, okay. Cheese party dog. Where is it? Just the good shit, too. You want this? Here. Go ahead. Good girl. You don't have to slobber on me, though. I'm gonna eat some, too. Here, bub. Let's see. Come here, sweetie pie. Beep. Let's see. Alright. No. No. Wait. Okay. Beep. Good job. Very good. Satan. May I have your blessing? Thank you, Dark Lord. Awesome. Alright, let's see what we got here. Amy says, thank you for the topic. You're welcome. Doc August says, hi there, it's August. Oh, hey, what's up? Howdy. I'm just finishing up a little follow-up stream for my, I guess it's, yeah, kind of a chronicling of my journey out of alcoholism. So, just an update. But I was hoping more folks would have some interesting questions in the last few minutes, but maybe I covered everything, or maybe there's, I don't know. I feel like maybe there's something going on in the entertainment world or something, because I don't have as many viewers on this stream as I typically do. But, I don't know. I don't know. I was streaming during the presidential debate the last time I tried to do this talk, and that did not, yeah, that wasn't working. I very rarely shut down the stream, but I just switched that one, the topic, and just reacted to the presidential debate, the stupid puppet show. Jen says, I'm a yapper. I was really saying, don't be shy or afraid to ask a question or comment here. Definitely. Oh, speaking of cigarettes, I am going to roll one for myself here. Gonna give and give it a few minutes, sit outside and smoke a cigarette. So if you're still thinking of something to ask me about the topic of addiction and recovery, especially as a neurodivergent person, now's your time. Now's your chance. And if you aren't familiar with my my journey, like maybe you just got here or something, or you're regular and you haven't gotten that far yet, I did put together a playlist. It's called like Sobriety Journey, and it's just all of the updates that I've done in the last few years about getting better and taking charge of that aspect of my life through finding out who I am and like how I work and why I am the way that I am. It's been a wild ride, but a lot of it's documented here on my channel. So if you go to my homepage, you can find that playlist. Oh, hey, we're still catching a little bit of the dusk. I like that. That's nice. All right. All right, cool. Let's see if I can. This stand gets in the way of the camera lens. Dang. Oops, shit. There we go. There is some, I think, live music happening underneath me. There's a couple of jam bands that meet, and a jazz band, and it sounds like a cover rock band that practice the floor below here. So it's cool. Y'all probably can't hear it because I got the lav mic on, but it sounded pretty groovy. Really makes me want to play some music. I gotta restring my guitar real bad. I should add some guitar strings to my fucking wish list. Oops. Let's do this. There we go. Now I got some background. That's cool. Some people get green screens for this type of shit. Anyway, one last reminder. Corn's birthday is tomorrow. Thanks, Captain. Yeah, I'm turning fucking 36. Can you believe it? "36 is the new 21. I'm aging in reverse." I'm just gonna keep telling myself that. Friday the 13th is gonna be lit. I hope so. I've got a good feeling about it. I've been having a kind of a rough end of the summer, but I think things will start looking up pretty soon. At least I hope so. So I've been putting in the work, man. And big shout out to the folks that have kicked down. I sent thank you notes, except on Cashapp. I feel really bad because I can't like send a message on that app. But there were a few folks that were extra generous toward getting some things together in my life, and I'm really grateful. So thanks to everybody that threw down, and if anybody wants to throw down for my birthday, I really need a few things to help me during this weird patch of my life. It's been a transitional phase, and I'm not sure what's coming next, actually. And I won't know for at least another week. But in the meantime, I'm trying to make the most of what I've got going for me. And it turns out that I've got a good amount of things going for me, and yeah, I'm gonna keep my eyes on the prize. Manifest that shit. Yes, that's right, Ilarud. Alright, well, if you're watching this video after it's done streaming, feel free to ask any questions in the comment section. And yeah, I hope everybody's having a fantastic evening, and that you're taking care of yourselves. Remember that in a world that sees you as disposable, self-care is a radical act of resistance, okay? So take care of yourselves, and tell the people that you love them. Alright? Love you guys. Take care.